How we doing, guys? Myself, Chris Pretty OBE, hitting you with a quick one. Real Talk True Season. First and foremost, I want to say thank you so much for Pentonville Prison for allowing me to come in today. And the reasons why I want to sit down and just be humble today, guys, is in the sense of we are raising fathers or husbands. And I want you to look at your child right now. I want you to look at your daughter right now and look at them and understand that one day they're going to be someone's wife. One day they're going to be a mother. One day they're going to be a husband. One day they're going to be a father. And being in prison today, it broke my heart because it feels like a lot of us are having children or having kids and not understanding the fundamental of life. And I had to peep it today, and I just looked at myself and looked at my own kids and said, wow, man, one day they're going to have kids. So it's not like, oh, I'm raising my child. I'm raising my son to be a man, but also raising my son to be someone's husband. I'm raising my son to be someone's father. That's a scary understanding. And when you're looking at the dynamics of young people today, when they're running around in the streets and they're just killing each other left, right and center, I want you guys to take a real hard look in the mirror to a certain degree and say, am I doing enough? And I know I feel like it keeps feeling like I'm coming on to you guys, and I'm not trying to come on to any parent, I'm not trying to come on to any government and any officials or anything like that, but I just want us to peep the game because it's a sad story, man. It's a sad time that we're living in where I'm looking at these young men growing up. One, they're not men, they're still boys because they have no way of forming how to deal with their emotions, how to deal with their anger, how to deal with some of the issues that they faced, and society hasn't told them, or if not, built them up in a way where they feel supported or having the opportunities to express themselves. So a lot of our boys right now, which they are men, grown men, but are boys, so not even men. And then some of these men can't even be husbands because they don't even have the tools and the stipulations or the financial structure, or sometimes, if not the social structure, to understand what that even really is. What does that even look like? And then some of these boys, they're not men, they're not husbands, but some of these boys have children. Meant to be teaching these kids on how to be men, on how to be husbands, if not how to be a father. So we've got a lot of boys running around trying to understand, trying to figure out life. And I'm not giving anyone a pass. And some of the guys that I met in there, like, they know, they take their accountability. They've done wrong. They even respected me for going so harsh because I was like, take your accountability. You know, you're here because you made them choices. You're here because you made a decision and a choice. No one else. You was repping the gang. You went out every single day, waking up in the morning, but every day you want to link Jordan. You're telling your girl, shut up, man. Jordan's got my back. You want to ride out with Jordan 8 o'clock in the morning all day, Jordan. Licks and moves with Jordan. Now all of a sudden you're sitting down doing that 8 years. Where's Jordan? That's what I said to them. Where's Jordan? Don't worry, I'll wait. Man will try and give you little harsh little lines like, oh, bruv, you know, man, can't I'm out, bruv, get me, because man's got criminal record. Shut up, fam. I'm in here because of you. I'm in here because man was riding out socially for the block. And the same woman that I used to lay down with, the same woman that used to say to me, you can do better, the same woman that gave me life, brought me life, you know, a child into this world, the most beautiful thing that you can ever be brought into, and he's dogging her out, telling her shut up. But who's the one that's coming up to the visit hall now? Who's the one that's bringing the child up? Her. He's sitting down telling me that he's got a 4-year-old child and he doesn't want to talk on the phone to the 4-year-old child, not because he don't want to talk to her, because he feels in pain. And that was the first time I've seen man them show emotion, because man them are not showing emotion because they don't know how to show emotion. And I always kept on saying that men need a voice, men need a voice. Maybe I need to be the voice for men because they don't know how to express it, ladies, and trust me, they're hurting. And he said to me, just hearing my daughter's voice and just hearing her say, Daddy, where are you? Daddy, I can hear you, but I can't see you. Breaks man's heart, but man's got to take accountability and look at himself and say, "Rah, what was man doing? Man was repping the roles, repping my bloggies, repping the gang. When this woman had my back, stood beside me, and she's still standing beside me. My mum comes up, checks me, makes sure that I got money on the canteen, looks me dead in the eyes, says, don't worry, son. When you come out, we can change this." How many of your friends are telling you that you're changing it? How many of your friends are telling you that, "Rah, when you roll out, brother, we need to get things patterned"? How many of your friends are telling you that? None of them. How many of your friends are telling you, bro, when you come out, you're patterned, guys, champagne, come on. Back into the game again. You're on license. You jump in the whip, bruv. Two, your friends got drugs on you. You get pulled over, recall, now you're back in prison. Hating the system. Hating the police, hating authorities, when you should be hating your brethren, when you should be hating your surroundings, because if your brethren's allowing you to do that, he doesn't love your worth. He doesn't feel like you're worth anything. We've got purpose. I said to all of you, you've got purpose here. No one's born to have no purpose. No one's born to have nothing. We choose to do nothing. And it was just so sad, and I want some of you kids to understand, this is the reality. This is some of the harshness that you don't see. You see man banging on the block. You see man repping on the block. There's certain men that don't want to bust their cell. Not because they're scared. They don't bust their cell, bruv, because the mental health is not there. The Lulu, bruv. Too much time inside. Confined. Long days, long hours. Being able just to think about what you did. And if it's been a serious crime, to a robbery, to domestic violence, to GBH, no matter what it is, you've still got time. You're going to have to sit there and think that. Some of the man that are in there right now for 8 years talking about, yeah, man, when man hit roads. I had to give them the harsh reality. When you hit roads, what? Think about what you're saying. When you hit the roads, what? Nothing's going to be the same. How can it be? 8 years. Your friend's going to move on. Your friends' kids are going to be old. Some of your friends might even have moved out the area. What are you talking about? This is the harsh reality, and it's such a shame because when I'm speaking to some of the guys are in there, and I heard a scenario, and even sound to you, some of you guys, and this is the reasons why I say, well, one decision away from prison. Facts. Well, one decision away from prison, and that down to all of us, and it just comes down to your nature, comes down to your karma, comes down to the way that you're going to deal with certain situations, because everyone gets angry. Everyone gets into a fight. Some of the people in there for GBH. GBH is just them having a fight with someone. Grievous bodily harm. Not everyone's in there for drugs. Not everyone's in there for stabbings. Not everyone's in there for robberies. People are in there for normal stuff. And sometimes it's down to the cost of living. Sometimes it's down to man them thinking that they don't have a choice. And I just kept on saying to them, you have a choice. Every choice that you decide to make, you have a choice. Because if you wanted to do something, you could sell a t-shirt. If you wanted to do something, you could go and get a 9 to 5. One guy even said to me, I had a 9 to 5. I was working in Screwfit. All right, people can laugh, but it was decent money. 9 to 5, I was bringing in the bacon. He said I didn't even really need to shop, but I did, and I got bagged. Now I'm not able to do what I need to do. Now I'm not able to protect and provide. Now I'm not there for my child. These are the harsh realities that no one talks about. This is the harsh mental realities that people talk about. You got men in there right now that women, not in a bad way, have stopped them from seeing their youth, and they've gone bananas in pajamas. Man end up saying that he had to fist it. I looked at man like, big man, how you fisting your girl? But then at the same time, seeing the pain and the hurt in man's eyes. Man said, bruv, she took my youths, bro. And even when he said it, he took my youths, bro. And I can feel that he was willing to tear up again. I said, big man, I hear you. I hear you. But you know, bruv, that's not right. No matter what, bruv, you don't want your child to feel like it's okay to put their hand on someone. Once again, you are raising a husband. You are raising a father. But at the same time, women, you can't keep doing that. You can't take the youths away and just feel like, oh, he's all right for him. He goes out raving, it's all right for him. His life ain't changed. Man's not happy. You got men in there that want to commit suicide because they don't see their children. This is facts, guys. This is what we don't hear about. This is what men don't talk about, because in our society, we're told as men, shut up. You pay your bills and shut up. You go to court, bruv. You get your every 2 weeks, shut up. Your weekend dad, shut up. Until there's a problem. Come on, we all know it, guys. When the child is great, everybody wants to take the glory. When the child is bad, now all of a sudden it's the dad's fault. The dad hasn't been in the child for so long. He gets to 16. Now you want to dash the child at him. Yeah, it's your child. He's vexed. He's rude. He's just like you. Rare. Once again, so much hurt and pain, and because they just take it and guys don't say anything. No, man don't care anyway. She's a dickhead. No, you do care. They do care when they don't see that son. They don't see their daughter. They do care. And these are kind of times when we need to start rebuilding. And I know some of you women are hurt. And yes, they are waste men. Yes, they wasn't great in a relationship. It doesn't mean that they can't be a great dad or a great father. Allow them the opportunity. Man, them step up. Allow yourself to have that opportunity. Don't allow your ego. Don't allow your pride to get in the way of a relationship because your relationship didn't work with her. Because you're creating something now that can't be uncreated. That's half of you and half of her, whether you like it or not. This is what I don't understand about fathers and mothers. You always want to put down the other partner. Oh, your mum's a dickhead. Oh, your dad's a dick. The child doesn't care. The child loves you and I love daddy. I love mummy. I don't understand why you're calling daddy a waste man, mummy. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Regardless whether you feel that or not, that's still her dad. That's half of her. And it doesn't make no sense under you as a man sitting there, oh, your mom's a bitch, your mom's a slut, she's a dickhead, rare. It don't make no sense, that's half of her. It was just so sad, guys, to be today in prison, to know that this is the reality. We are growing our men, and the men are not growing into men, they're boys. They're not growing into husbands, and they're nowhere growing into fathers. And a lot of our kids right now are raising children. We've got kids raising kids, and that's the reasons why we're never going to see any change in the sense of marriage coming back onto the table. Like, we don't even think about marriage. None of our kids right now have a stipulation of, all right, cool, I'm a boy, then I become a man, then I become a husband, then I become a father. No, yes, I'm a boy, I have a child, bruv, that jumps straight to fatherhood, do you know what I'm saying? And then that's it, they just leave it as that. And then I have loads of different relationships, and we wonder why our kids don't have great relationships with men. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of women out there right now that grew up with single mums and all the rest of it that don't have great relationships with men. Why? Because there was no father in the house. Why? Because that mum didn't allow no man to be around the house, because she was so independent and she was so dominant and she was so like forceful in the sense of what she believed, which was rightfully so, because you don't have no man coming up in there telling you what to do. But what did that teach that young girl? That she's now going out there doing the same thing. Not allowing a guy to defend, not allowing a guy to protect, not allowing a guy to understand how she should be loved, because she's never seen it before, because my mum's never done it. How do you think that plays a part on your son? Your dad's a dickhead, your dad's a dickhead, every guy's dickhead, the dickhead. Every guy you meet is a dickhead, everyone's dickheads. But you're saying that as a, like, I know it's hard, but you're saying that as a man is a dickhead, a man is a waste man. If you're raising a boy, then you're never putting the same constellations in his mind. And what you're going to turn around and be like, not my son, because it's your child. Men are men, right? Men are all dogs, right? So if you're putting that connotation into your son by saying that his dad ain't worth nothing, then you're putting the same connotations into him. And one day, a woman's going to say your son ain't nothing. One day, a woman's going to say your son's waste. And how does that make you feel? You're not going to like it. So that's why we've got to regroup, guys, and say to ourselves, okay, cool, I know your dad might have done wrong. I know your mum might have done wrong, but it's not for me to sit there and put judgment because I believe that I dislike this person. It's for you to be the bigger person in that situation. You say, do you know what? Where did I go wrong? What could I have done better? How can I make this situation better for my child, to make my child understand that they're loved, they're cared for, they're supported, and no matter what they go through, me and your mum will do whatever we need to do to make sure that you've got the best that you've got, that you're supported, that you make sure that no matter what, we don't like each other, but you've got that. 10-10. You need my support, me and mum is going to come together. We need to sit down and reason, we're going to do that. Because that's what it takes. All the kids want is time, and that's the last thing I'm going to leave you guys, and that's the last thing I left them with. You man, I'm on them, you're on the road, or we feel like as parents, you want to be materialistic, 9 to 5, you're working so hard. All your kids want is time. That's it. They don't care about the PlayStation. They don't care about all these material things. They care about it because you think that you care about it, and you're shoving them away so they feel like they have no choice but to do that. If you didn't shove them away, they'd be in your face, wanting to play, wanting to be around you every single day. How much of us give our children iPads and all these kind of things because it allows you time? Think about what I'm saying. How much of us give our children stuff because it allows you time? They don't want anything else about from time. Take the time out, man. And start raising our kids and stop liking them fall to the waistline to be a point where they're part of the system. Let's try and prevent. Prevention is better than cure. Kids, if you're out there, if you're listening, take this little note in the sense of there's real people out there that's got real stories and real situations. And I am a type of person that always says, if you're a strong person, you're a person that will learn from something. I used to always hear that saying is, are you a leader or you're a follower? And I want to end with that also as well. Stop saying to your kids, are you a leader or you're a follower? Because there's a connotation that when I was growing up, my mom used to say the same thing to me. Are you a leader? Are you a follower? Are you a follower? Are you a follower? And it used to make me mad. Like I said, like I thought like following was bad. Following ain't bad. So to all you kids out there, following ain't bad if you're following the right person. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? And you can be a leader, but if you're leading in destruction, then that's not a good leader. So once again, no matter who you are and when you are, if you are a leader, then yeah, have the power to lead in the right way. But if you're going to be a follower, follow the right people. But it doesn't matter who you are, whether you're a leader or a follower. Just make sure you're doing the right thing for you. But what's you guys' thoughts? Comment below.